Good evening. On March 9th, 2026, President Trump addressed House Republicans at his Doral resort. Amid discussions of war and policy, certain remarks stood out for their distinctive flair. Let's examine them calmly. Together with our Israeli partners, we're crushing the enemy in an overwhelming display of technical skill and military force. Iran's drone and missile capability is being utterly demolished. The Navy is gone. It's all lying at the bottom of the ocean. 46 ships. Can you believe it? In fact, I got a little upset with our people. I said, "What quality of ship?" "Excellent, sir. Top of the line." I said, "Why didn't we just capture the ship? We're going to use it. Why did we sink them?" They said, "It's more fun to sink them." They said, They like sinking them better. They say it's safer to sink them. I guess it's probably true. But think of it. We knocked out 46. It actually took 3.5 days. They said, it's more fun to sink them. They like sinking them better. But I especially want to recognize Majority Leader, a real brave guy, because I know the real story. I was there that night with him in the hospital when he was given a very small chance of living by a doctor who was very good, by a wife who was desperately in love with him. She cried so much. Because I've seen the other two. I've seen guys at the end of the line. The wives aren't exactly shaken up. When they don't cry, when they have no tears or any sign of tears, this is not a good sign of a great marriage. But he must have a great marriage because she was just devastated. She was going to lose her guy. You saw the other night at the State of the Union. You saw these people. They wouldn't stand for a mother who just lost her daughter by having her throat slit from behind. They wouldn't stand for the helicopter pilot who just got the Congressional Medal of Honor. But they didn't want to stand for that. There's something wrong with those people, and we can't let them ever be in a position where they can lead this country again, or destroy this country again, because we almost lost this country. And I'd like to ask, if you would, I'd like to have you go back, and let's go for the gold. Let's not just get one like voter ID, but we should also add on to this bill. No men in women's sports. Very simple, add that in. And I wanted to add in one other thing. No transgender mutilization surgery for our children. You can't have transgender for our children. So those 5 things: voter ID, citizenship, mail-in ballots, no men playing in women's sports, and no transgender mutilation of our children. Now that should be the easiest thing to get past that you've ever had. We won 3 times. First time was great. Second time they cheated like hell. It was COVID, and their cheating was at an inspirational level. We can't let that ever happen again. And then they cheated again in the last election. But I went up. The term I used most was too big to rig. You got to go out. Don't believe the polls. Go out and vote. Make it too big to rig. And that's what happened. And I want to say, very importantly, because they would like you not to say this, because this is a terrible thing, in their opinion, to say, God bless you and God bless America. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much. And that concludes our calm examination of these particular highlights. Quite the range of topics. If you'd like more serene readings of chaotic proclamations, subscribe and let me know in the comments which moment we should tackle next.